What's my name? What's my name? And the Rose acting bitches, I came. Got a king size bed on the plane.
Have you ever noticed how fly Tyga is? Bro, biggest comeback of 2019. Goes to my boy Tyga.
You know Travis Scott is hurting whenever a Tyga song comes on the club.
And you can't avoid him.
Bro.
Man's is hot.
I guess we're starting it off with that. Welcome to the Memo Podcast. What is the world coming to? Tyga is now what? He's not dating Kylie anymore, but they were spotted together or like late night or some shit like that.
So, we hear that Travis and Kylie split up.
Which is a shame, by the way, because I, for some reason, thought Kylie and Travis could go...
I was rooting for him.
Yeah, I thought they could go the distance.
No, I knew it wasn't going to last a long time. I didn't think it would be that quick. But, supposedly, the same night that I see those stories about them breaking up, the same night. It might have been the night after, but the same night, I believe. She is spotted...
With Tyga.
No, going to...
A studio. Oh, yeah, she's going to a recording studio.
Pulling up to his studio where he was. Not his recording studio, but to the same studio where he was.
He just happened to be
She supposedly posted, y'all got it fucked up. I was dropping 2 friends off.
At the studio.
That Tyga so happened to be at.
Which it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever because... I even saw a tweet that said, like, you're dropping off your rich friends at a studio that he just happens to be at. Like, all right. And, like, they're like, you're a mom. What are you doing out at 2 a.m. anyways? You know what I'm saying? Like,
she tweeted, the internet makes everything 100 times more dramatic than what it really is. There was no 2 a.m. date with Tyga. You see me drop 2 of my friends off at the studio that he happened to be at. Then she tweets right after, Travis and I are on great terms. And our main focus right now is Stormy. Our friendship and our daughter is priority. And then Tyga posts on his story on Instagram a hat emoji.
Oh, for cap.
For capping.
And I also saw Travis.
Biggest comeback of 2019.
Did you see the tweet I sent you that about Travis Scott? He's like, I'm just focusing on life, music, and then friends.
Travis Scott today, I'm guessing, posted on his story. He said, "It's really affecting. It's really affecting when you see false things said about you. Once again, these false stories about me cheating are just simply not true. Focusing on life, music, and family at this moment is what's real." So much drama. This is one big episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Are they shooting a new season? Are they shooting a new season?
What is my question is what is the government doing that they're like, hey guys, we need to stir up some controversy.
There's the freaking genocide of Muslims going on in freaking China.
Everyone's talking about Kylie and Travis and Tyga. Yep, that's what it is. Donald Trump just called up Kylie and was like, hey, I need you to break up with Travis.
See, because look, it said, all right, 3 days ago, posted, Kylie Jenner, Travis Scott taking a break. 2 days, the day right after Kylie cruises to Tyga's recording studio in Rolls Royce at 2 a.m. after partying with pals, following the Travis Scott split. And there's pictures and everything of them arriving
I
at the
really
studio.
think, you're right. They probably are filming another season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody works harder than Kris Jenner.
But at the same time,
devil works hard, but not as hard as Kris Jenner.
But at that point, dude, that's so stupid because there's a kid involved, and like, your kid is gonna grow up seeing like, all this shit on TV and on YouTube and all this shit.
Yeah. But this is how it is nowadays. If the kid was older, she would be involved in the storyline. That's what would make it more fucked up, is that they would find a way to involve her in the storyline. And she would completely go with it.
Dude, you know what's fucked up? This Tyga, Kylie, Travis story is so big that I didn't even introduce the podcast, man. Like, I don't even know what episode we're on.
Welcome to the podcast,
episode
guys.
18? Like,
welcome to the podcast.
That's how big this was, that we didn't even get to finish our intro. We just went right into it, dude.
Cuz, fool? What do you mean?
I will agree.
game.
I'm telling you, I haven't stopped jamming Tyga ever since I heard he was snatching baby mamas, bro.
I haven't
stopped listening to Tyga. No, I'm capping.
I think Tyga really did come up with the biggest comeback of 2019, and I think that's true.
I'm not gonna stop jamming that light skin right there. The new light skin Lil Wayne. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because dude, but I remember when Tyga and Kylie first started like hanging out, and
yes,
people were like, "Fucking Tyga's like 25."
They were normalizing
hanging
pedophilia.
Out, yeah, he was hanging out with a 17-year-old, and then right when she turned 18, they come out that they're dating.
He's like, "This is my girl."
Yeah.
Did you see how apparently like they brought up an old Instagram picture of Tyga, or an old Instagram post, and it was Kylie Jenner, and the caption was, "They always come back."
Oh yeah. But I don't.
And he posted this like 3 years ago.
Was it like his actual Twitter though, or was it a fake?
It was an Instagram
or a
post.
fake Instagram account?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see anything.
Because they do have those sometimes where you like they'll just change one word of the name of the account,
I didn't see anything.
People would think that it's the real account. I mean, maybe, dude. Like, I think that's true. It's that time of the year, man. Like, you know. Spooky season, fucking people want to cuddle up and shit.
I saw a tweet. They're like, "Is Kylie Jenner making taking back your exes a thing?" They were like, "Cause I'm kind of down."
Oh no! I think
guys, do not go back with your toxic ex.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Like,
especially Tyga's a pedophile, so they need to throw him in there with R. Kelly, I guess.
I think this is all a storyline, like you said, and Travis and Kylie will be back together by the end of the year. Like, it's just a falling out, probably. Do you believe that Travis cheated?
It surprises me that if it was like a little storyline, that Travis would actually go along with it.
Yeah.
Because he seems like such a real guy. He'd be like, I don't want to get involved with this dumbass fucking shit.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to make my music. Like, everyone keeps saying, too, they're like, thanks, Kylie, for the bomb-ass music we're about to get.
Oh, yeah, he dropped this new song, Highest in the Room, dude. It's fire.
Is it fire?
It's fire.
No, but they're like, the next project's going to be tight. The next project's going to be fire.
Calm down. It's not like it's The Weeknd or someone like that who makes breakup
I was like,
music.
what? I was like, is he known for this?
Like Travis Scott will probably make some bangers, but it won't
be
like...
on his Future, like, Savage type shit.
Yeah, no. But, okay, so, back to my question. Do you think Travis cheated? Because if you have someone like Kylie Jenner, who a lot of people consider like a 10 out of 10,
of
like,
course.
would you cheat on her?
No.
Like, I don't know.
If I was to bag Kylie Jenner, the last thing I would do is cheat on her. I'm not trying to fumble the bag.
I don't know. Travis Scott doesn't seem like a guy that would cheat.
It'd be pretty hard to find something more attractive than that, in my opinion.
I think
I've been in love with Kylie Jenner for so long. Whenever I heard they broke up, I was like, finally, my chance.
Yeah, you like slide into the DM.
I was like, my license is suspended, but oh my god, if I get a chance to go to LA.
Cause like Travis Scott, like, I think when he went on his tour, I think Kylie and Stormi went with him. Like, yeah. So there's no way he was gonna cheat on tour.
Apparently they split up after the tour. And then they come out with the documentary and everything. They seem like such a happy family.
Yeah.
For her birthday, he put millions of roses.
Yes. I saw that, and I saw another tweet that was like,
he probably did cheat, and that's why he was doing all that extra shit.
And then she's just now finding out. Like,
that nigga had to cheat, bro.
Alright, so I saw a thing that said, like, if Kylie would break up with Travis after him doing this, like, you know, the roses all over her, like, house.
Yeah, he's like, what am I gonna do?
What am I
gonna do? Yeah. I retweeted that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm fucked, dude.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, fuck, I'm fucked, dude. I have nothing to bring to the table. And I'm short. I'm like, fuck, dude.
Damn. Well, let's see what happens on the next,
in the next episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, they'll definitely...
Featuring Tyga.
From one Kardashian, or I guess a Jenner, from one Jenner to a Kardashian, Kanye West, was supposed to drop his album.
What was all that about?
Okay, so pretty much what it was is he was going to drop...
And for y'all that don't know, I am not the biggest, or I would say not at all, a fan of Kanye West. I'm not hating on him. I'm just not really... And for obviously anybody that actually pays attention... I am not a fan of mainstream or radio type whatever music. So obviously, when it comes to Kanye, he's like one of the
biggest things. I shit on Kanye all the time. Like, I shit on Kanye, but I like Kanye. I just don't like. I don't like him.
Kanye way back in the day.
I don't like Kanye as a person.
What's the album he had with Gold Digger on it and shit?
Late Registration.
That was my shit way back then. But all this new stuff like Yeezus and what's his Saint Laurent or some shit. What was this?
No, the newest album he's doing now is called Jesus is King.
Yeah.
That is his newest project that's supposed to come out.
All his new stuff I never listened to.
He went to like a movie theater and played it for everyone at the movie theater in Detroit.
That niggas in Paris was fire.
He did all these things. Like, my album's coming out September 27th. Like, it's coming out, and people were hyped for it. Come September 27th, it's like, it's coming out tonight, you know. And like, he's like, after, you know, I premiere it to the people in Detroit, it's going to come out. And then Kim goes on Instagram and she's like, he's going to put it on Sunday instead of Friday for Sunday service. Sunday comes around, no Kanye album. And then later you see reports that say, like, as of right now, the Kanye album doesn't have a release date. So who knows, man? I don't know what's going to happen with Kanye West. But apparently this album is a gospel album. He's doing a gospel album. And I saw an old post from Kanye saying that eventually he wants to stop, like, making money about money and bitches and shit and start making gospel music.
I thought that's what he was doing.
He's like, that's my goal.
Literally,
to make
Fox
gospel music.
News posted on their Instagram. Kanye West quits secular music, says he'll make only gospel music.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that? What do you think about someone like Kanye West?
West reportedly made the comment Saturday at a listening party in Chicago for his new album, Jesus is King.
What do you
Kanye West experience?
What do you think about Kanye West moving?
What's secular mean, first of all?
I think it's like another word for, like, you know, evil or like demonic or some. I might be wrong. People probably listening to this are like, "What the fuck? No, that's not what it means."
Secular. Denoting attitudes, activities, or other things that have no religious or spiritual basis.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. See, but what do you think about Kanye West moving into religious music? Do you think, because a part of me and a small part of me thinks Kanye. I mean, I don't think it's right for you to make money off gospel music. Like, you know, like, isn't it kind of blasphemous? For someone like Kanye West to, like...
They have Christian artists. They have Christian rap, Christian rock.
Yeah, but Kanye West is going to make...
Regular ass gospel
But Kanye
music.
West is going to use this as, like, to make more clothes and shit like that. I don't think...
Well, I think half the people aren't going to want to listen to a gospel music. He might lose fans in that.
You think he'd lose fans over gospel music?
Would you listen to a gospel album?
I would listen to this album just because I'm curious, but if he drops another one, probably not. Like, you know, if he's gonna have, like...
It's a phase. It's Snoop Lion.
Yeah.
It's a phase.
That's the thing that's what I was thinking, that it's gonna be a phase. Like, what I was saying earlier is, like...
He has been really involved in, like, the whole Sunday service. I don't know. I don't keep up
like, is it
with,
just, like...
I don't keep up with Kardashian West,
Is it just, like, a phase... Like you said, is it just a ploy to make more money? Or is it genuine? I don't know if it's genuine.
Everything
That's
in
the
that
thing.
family.
That's the right word. I don't know if it's genuine.
I didn't know he was a religious-ass person.
Well, I mean, his first single was, like... I mean, Through the Wire, of course, but his first single was Jesus Walks. And in the song, he's, like, you know... In the like, you don't hear this on the radio. Like, it's like singing about religion and shit. So maybe he really I mean, yeah, he said it forever ago, but maybe he's being serious.
Apparently, he did have like that. Like in an interview, he said he predicted his future like 7 years ago or something. Mm-hmm. He was like, "Oh, in 10 years, you know, I'm just gonna be doing
gospel music." What I was saying earlier is I'm not the biggest fan of Kanye West, like, as a person, but every time he goes to drop a new album, I get curious. Like, I want to listen to it. Like, I don't like his shenanigans. I don't like how he, you know, for the longest time he was going on rants and doing all these things, but every time he comes out with an album, I'm one of the first people to go on Spotify and fucking check it out. And I mean, I probably won't relive it that much. I won't go back and listen to it often. There are some songs that I'll probably save on a playlist, but I'm not the biggest Kanye West fan.
I am
not the biggest Kanye West fan, but when he comes out with music, I check it out. And I'm curious to see what Jesus is King will sound like. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, part of me just wonders if it's genuine or not. That's the thing. or is it gonna be, like you said, a Snoop Lion phase where
And
he's like,
why is there so much back and forth? Why are they saying the album's coming out? Why are they
Kanye West
pushing it back?
is a perfectionist. He did the same thing with Life of Pablo. He's like, I'm dropping it this day, and then he pushed it back, and it came out on a different day.
Was it worth it?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
You just said you have to check out the music.
I know, but I'm saying, like, but the changes
Was the
he
album
made.
good?
Yeah, it was good, but I'm saying, like, the changes he made, like, I'm not gonna know the changes he made to it. He could put out an album, and I'll listen to it, and I wouldn't even know, like, okay, the reason it was delayed is because he wanted to add Chance the Rapper to a verse. Like, I wouldn't know that. I don't know the behind the scenes.
Already.
I don't know the behind the scenes of what goes into making a Kanye West album. But I know he's a perfectionist, and he's not going to put something out. Like, The Life of Pablo, for example, he put it out on streaming services for people to listen to, and he even still went back and re-uploaded it again with more songs, or like a revised verse, or change to the beat. Like, Kanye West is even after the album was released, he still went back and added to it. Like, he's a perfectionist.
That's like most artists, though.
But
most artists
will put out an album.
Pushed back if they're not, like I don't want to say like Gucci Mane or something, because Gucci Mane will put out an album like after another.
He'll wait 2 months to put out another album.
Most artists do take, like, if they're not taking their time, they're pushing back albums.
Lil Wayne is the worst example of, like, pushing someone back. Like, he'll say, my album's coming out August 20th, and then August 20th comes around, and he'll be like, my album's coming out in October.
Psych.
October will come around and be like, December for real. Like, he did that for the longest time. Like, so artists are known to push back albums. So this is nothing new. I'm just wondering if it's going to be worth the pushback.
That's up to you. Because I'm not checking it out no matter what.
You're not just a wee bit curious about what it's going to sound like?
No, sir. I'm not a big Kanye West fan to begin with, so I could care less about him pushing back his music. I'm not involved. It doesn't interest me. I still haven't heard Secret Life of Pablo or Yeezus, so I could care less.
Yeah.
Let's talk about other new music that actually dropped the day that Kanye was supposed to drop. We got Young M.A.
Didn't listen to it.
We got Kevin Gates.
I listened to
I'm Him. And, Young M.A., Her Story in the Making. We got Kevin Gates, I'm Him. We got DaBaby, Kirk.
I'm just gonna say right now.
Let's start with Young M.A.
No, let's be quick. I'm not gonna try and sit there and have a 20-minute spiel. Didn't listen to Young M.A. I skimmed through Kevin Gates. Is all right, and I listened to DaBaby's.
Okay, well, this is where we'll start. So, W or L? Did they take a dub? Did they take an L? Young M.A. sold 25K her first week. Dub.
I would say it's a W, just
for a complete independent artist that you could say fell off.
Yeah, she hasn't had a song since Ooh. Like, I don't think so.
She's dropped
other songs, but no one cares. But no one cares.
She's dropped fire.
But no one cares.
She's kept relevant with her fan base.
With her fan base, yes. But other than
which is good. But for her to sell 25K, I mean, that's more than a little pump.
Yeah.
Independently.
Yeah. So I would say it's a W, but
she sold,
didn't listen to it.
Let's say she sold 25K her first week.
That's fine.
If we're doing like album sales, if those are $9.99 each, that's $250,000 in her pocket.
Yeah.
That's a dub.
Yeah, because that's independent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a dub.
Yeah, I guess so. Didn't listen to the album, but I
listened to it.
You said she has her fan base, so that's.
I was curious as fuck, so I listened to her album. It was good.
Speaking of artists that fell off, and I say this with the most respect, you know what I'm saying, because I listened to him. Kevin Gates.
Kevin Gates, I'm Him. About 65K first week.
I love Kevin Gates, but people don't talk about him like that. Would you say he fell off? Coming from two phones and really, really
because just like I said,
people don't talk about him anymore.
He has his very strong fan base.
Well, yes, he does have his fan base, and like I said, I like Kevin Gates. I'm not saying anything bad about him.
Me, I don't listen to him, but now that he's out of prison and shit, I watch his interviews. You know, he's getting in shape now. He's working out with Moneybagg Yo. Like, he got rid of that belly. Like, he's doing good.
I like Kevin Gates, but I just don't hear the buzz like I used to.
I was curious, and I listened to, like, that single. The single off
the singles album. On the album were fire. Like, I like them. They were good. But as far as, like,
65K, dub or L?
It would depend on what he sold last album. For, I think it was Isaiah or something like that. It depends how much he sold for that album.
I think it's a dub with not much advertisement.
Like I said, I'd have to go see how much his last album sold.
Who cares about his last album?
Because then you could see if he sold more, if he sold less, or if he's right there in the middle. You know, like you said, if it's consistent with his last album, then it's his core fan base. It's a W. But if it's gone up or gone down, will really determine whether it's, you know, a W or an L. You know, and that's just my opinion on it. I don't know.
I'm gonna give him the dub for not having much advertisement. He signed to a label, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, fuck it.
And now we go to DaBaby, which I called from the beginning. I think if you go back on this podcast to one of our first ever episodes, I predicted the future of DaBaby.
Was DaBaby?
I remember begging you to listen to DaBaby.
Did you put DaBaby on the
Madness?
March Madness?
I don't think so. He might have been knocked off pretty quickly.
I
predicted the future. I've been listening to him for a while, and I said, bro, this is fire. I was like, I didn't expect him to be what he is now, but I was like, how do people not listen to that? How do people not like this?
Yeah.
I predicted the future on that one.
I like DaBaby's album.
I haven't heard it.
Really? What? How are you
I heard like 7 songs of it.
How are you over here gassing him up and then saying I haven't heard it?
I'm not gassing him up. I'm saying I predicted the future of him being a superstar.
No, man. You're gassing him up and then just being like...
I'm a follower of DaBaby. I follow him on Instagram. I do everything. Like, I notice everything that he's doing. But the music, after Baby on Baby, he got on radio, blah, blah, blah. I started seeing what he's doing. Like, obviously, he's trying to make that bag. I stopped paying attention when it comes to the music. Once I see that Chance the Rapper feature, I'm not listening to this shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna give DaBaby a chance until I saw him walking down the street with a damn diaper on. Then I was
that is old news. That's 2015.
Then I'm like, do I really want to listen to a grown-ass man with a diaper on?
No, that's marketing right there. That goes viral. A man with a diaper on, that goes viral. Who is that? Oh, that's DaBaby.
Let me ask you.
DaBaby been out before Lil Baby.
And we'll come back to this later in the episode. But you can't really say anything because DaBaby said this album was going to be the equivalent of this generation's Carter 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it lived up to that hype.
We'll bring that up later.
But I'm saying you haven't even listened to the album, so you can't speak on it.
I've heard enough.
Okay.
I heard enough for me to click off.
All right. Well, then we will come back to this topic because I want to know what defines a classic album. So
let's talk about DaBaby for a little bit though. He stays in the headlines.
Oh, you're talking about his security guard?
They do not leave that man alone.
You're talking about his security guard?
Yes.
So what
is it justified?
What exactly happened?
You haven't seen the video?
No, but what exactly happened?
In the video, he's walking through a crowd of people. I guess at a concert. He's walking through the crowd, blah, blah, blah. People obviously showing him love. And then this female comes up to him, starts getting in his face. Right as she swings at him. And DaBaby quickly, I guess he matured into a premature kid. Because DaBaby quickly kind of like goes off to the side instead of like throwing hands like he's known to do.
Mm-hmm.
He quickly jumps off and his security guard starts wailing on this girl.
Mm-hmm.
Knocks her out cold. And they literally, in a crowded ass crowd, they form a circle around her. They're like, oh shit, like she is out.
Mm-hmm.
Justified or no?
I don't think there's ever a reason to hit a female, but
I
think the security guard could have handled it better.
I think there's a difference between abuse and somebody either defending themselves or, in this case, doing their job in protecting.
Okay, yeah, he was doing his job. I completely agree. But
some people were saying he went too far. Some people were saying there was no need.
I think he could have handled it better. He could have grabbed her hands and pushed her to the side, or there was other ways.
But at the same time, you don't know who these people are.
That's true. Maybe she pulls out a gun out of her purse or something.
His objective was to
protect
keep baby safe.
Yeah.
She starts wailing on him. He's not allowed to punch back. She could beat his ass. And he's got that fucking smile, that iconic smile. He can't let her mess that up. He was doing his job.
I mean, I was thinking, did
he go a little far with
I think
boom,
he went.
boom,
I think he
boom,
went.
boom, boom?
I think he went too far. But when you made a good point when you're he's doing his job. That is a strong point to make. I didn't look at it that way. I was just kind of looking at it as it's a female. You shouldn't hit a female.
Security guard.
But is he
Because if this was back in the day, it could have been a Kevin Gates punting her right in the chest.
Yeah.
Imagine if the baby would have hit that woman.
That would have been a lawsuit. It wouldn't have mattered.
How bad it would have been.
It wouldn't have mattered what she did. All that mattered is that the baby, a celebrity,
hit a woman.
Put his hands on a girl and do jail time or even lawsuits and all.
He's a gentleman though. His bodyguard beat the shit out of her.
So do you think the security guard should be punished?
No. What? No.
Is he going to be punished? Do you know anything
I don't think so, but I'm sure she'll try to drop a little lawsuit.
Yeah, but if she was the one at fault, she was the one that was
instigated it, threw the first punch, everything,
then she's gonna lose. Yeah, she might get something.
They might try to settle with a little bit, but
yeah, but they're not. I don't think she'll win anything. Yeah, a good point. I don't know. I didn't think about it that way. That it's a job. You're right, but I personally don't think there's any way for you to put your hand on a female. There's better ways of handling it, but that's just me. So
too many rappers are getting locked up. We don't need the baby to go that route. So kudos to him for not putting his hands on her, because that is some baby activity. When we're talking about the baby, that's some baby activity.
Yeah. Well,
too many rappers are locked up. Free No Cap.
Oh my god.
Free. A lot of people don't know who No Cap is, so I'm not gonna get onto it. Free No Cap, just know that. And
listeners don't
remember
care.
That
the
name.
Listeners don't
remember
care
that
about
name.
No Cap,
remember No Cap.
I guarantee you, there's probably 2 people listening that are No Cap, fuck yeah, and the rest are who?
No, I guarantee you, nobody knows who he is. Y'all are gonna know who he is, though. I'm predicting it again.
And I can't. You haven't even shouted out Taking. This is the first episode in forever you haven't shouted out Taking.
Free Take. I was getting there. I literally said too many fucking rappers are locked up. Free fucking Taking.
What did you think about the Dallas cop? Because everybody on Twitter was making a big deal. For those of you who don't know, it was a female officer, right?
Dallas PD.
It was a female officer who, and I remember this happened was it this year that happened or last year?
This was this year.
It was this year? Damn, it feels like forever ago then. It was
I believe it was this year.
A woman officer got home after a long shift. She was tired or whatever her excuse was. And she went into the wrong apartment. She thought she was walking into her apartment. She walked into the wrong apartment. Will you give me one? She walked into the wrong apartment, and she saw a man in the apartment, and
a black man
assumed that he was a burglar, and she killed him. That's what happened. And people on Twitter were outraged because she only got 10 years in jail.
It's not just that. It is that, but it's not just that. The brother of the victim sat on the fucking stand and was like, I just want you to know I love you and I forgive you and I don't want you to do any jail time, blah, blah, blah. And he was, and yeah, he had a little message behind it. He was like, God has, blah, 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 anything planned for you, blah, 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 whatever. People went crazy about that.
Why?
And then he was like, asked the judge, can I please just give her a hug? And then they went on 3 minutes just sitting there hugging, talking to each other ear to ear. And not even that. The judge gives her a hug. The black judge gives her a hug.
Mm-hmm.
The black, what's it called? Plaintiff?
Mm-hmm.
The
bailiff?
Bailiff sits there and like caresses her hair and like checks up on her after she was.
And people were outraged about this?
Yes, because they're comforting her after she got 10 years for killing this
I don't
man.
look at it as comforting her. You hear me
It's
hearing
like
you
they
say
felt
that.
sorry for
me
her.
hearing you say that, it's like it's compassion. Think about it. The brother.
If I was
I know.
Memo,
Hold on. Listen.
if
hold on,
a cop killed me tomorrow.
Listen.
And if I'm looking down and I'm like, oh, I'm ready for this bitch to get life in prison. Yes, sir. Let's go. And you're sitting on stage. I forgive you, man. She's like,
Look,
I know you didn't
I'm
mean
not saying
I know
that.
you didn't mean to do it. Let me give you a hug.
No, look, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, my God.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm making sure the brakes are failed next time you get in the car. Boom.
I'm just
you going
saying,
down
look,
with me.
I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying he was like almost as if he's being the bigger person.
I'm
like,
just
hey,
saying,
I forgive you.
I'm just saying, sentence 2 years. She does 2 years, released on 7 years probation, parole. It's a fuck situation.
She got off easy, yes, but I'm saying
In the same fucking state that TK got sentenced 55 years for not even pulling the trigger.
he was just there, right?
He was involved with the robbery.
He was involved.
Yes.
But he wasn't the one that pulled the trigger.
No.
But dude, I don't know how to
That's
explain
why
this.
That's why they say. That's why they say if you're gonna go, If you're gonna go, and commit a crime like that, it is better to actually kill the person than to
and to be guilty by association.
No. It's better to kill the person than to let the man live. Attempted murder, you'll get more time for attempted murder than actual murder. Because if you get attempted murder and they're still alive, their thought process is, oh, well, you didn't complete it. Your task is to make this guy disappear. You want this guy dead. They're going to give you more time in prison.
Look, okay, before I lose my point, I'm not trying to come on here and show, sympathy for this girl. She killed someone. She deserves time in jail. All I'm saying is that the dude that went on the stand, his brother, the one that went on the stand and was like, hey, I forgive you, he was just being a bigger person. He's like, look, I forgive you. Now, I don't know why he would say you don't deserve any jail time, but he was just being the bigger person in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I do believe she deserves jail time. I'm a little upset as well as you as, not getting, I think she should have got a bigger sentence than just 2 years, 7 years probation or whatever. There's,
Free TK is all I'm trying to say. So TK's sister goes on to Facebook and she compares the sentencing. She posts, just so y'all know, what white girl just got 10 years for a murder that she did commit by walking into this man's home. Meanwhile, they just convicted my brother of murder and sentenced him to 55 years for a murder he did not commit because he should have anticipated it. He should have anticipated that someone else would pointlessly pull a trigger in a situation that was not necessary. But let's talk facts. Y'all go look at the case facts, get educated. Nobody testified that they saw Tamor Teke acting violent in any way. In fact, the only thing anybody who testified said that the Tamor was never in any room anybody was injured in at all. The only thing he had in his hand was a bag, no weapon, and Tamor was the youngest juvenile involved. Juvenile, all caps. Says, yet he got the most time out of all of the juveniles. While the white girl that set everything else and anticipated the robbery for months is eligible for parole right now. Free game. So the one that set up the robbery that TK got involved with is eligible for parole right now. TK, the youngest member of the whole thing that happened, got sentenced for the longest.
I think that goes back to our like jail systems, man. Like our jail systems are just fucked up, and that's a whole nother topic on this podcast for a different day.
And you know what gets you? Ratting people out, and they'll introduce our next topic. But ratting people out is literally, like he said, like the white girl that set the whole thing up got the most time. Why? Because she told on everyone and what they had to do with that situation. Even though she was involved, she told on everyone's part and told them exactly what everyone did. Just like
another white girl,
another white girl. This is a disgrace to our kind.
I know.
Wait a minute. We're gonna completely throw him in the Puerto Rican category.
I disown 6ix9ine is not allowed to be Mexican.
He is half Puerto Rican.
He is a Puerto Rican now, and y'all can have him. He is
Mexicans would never.
We do not accept 6ix9ine. It's like that Dave Chappelle skit where like they're doing the race drafts or whatever. Yeah. Y'all can have fucking.
We'll trade you 6ix9ine. We'll trade you 6ix9ine for Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I would rather have Bad Bunny than fucking 6ix9ine any day.
We do not claim 6ix9ine.
We don't.
He is no longer Mexican.
Oh,
wait, hold on. Haven't we talked about it on this podcast? Memo is the type to snitch.
No, hold on, no, stop.
So is Memo no longer Mexican?
No, stop,
We just completely throw him in the albino category.
That is not what I said. The albino category.
We just completely throw you in the albino category. That is white characteristics, Memo. That is white characteristics.
Okay, no, stop. That is not what I said at all. But, hey, real quick. I wanted to bring this up last episode when we talked about 6ix9ine.
Yes, sir.
And I completely forgot. So, 6ix9ine ratted out on all these people that kidnapped him, right?
Okay.
That's what, so...
It was about 2 people.
So, in his mind, he's like, why the fuck would I protect these dudes when they kidnapped me?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Do you agree or not?
Thank you, Leslie. I'm thinking like a snitch.
I'm just asking.
And what is your point? What is your point? Keep going.
I'm asking.
Keep going.
I am asking.
Keep going. What is your point? What are you asking?
I am asking you.
What is your?
If you were put in that situation, you're like, these dudes kidnapped me. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Calm down.
There's a code of honor. There's a code of honor, and when it comes to shit like this, especially how deep they are, maybe not 6ix9ine himself. Because he was a meal ticket the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was a meal ticket the whole time. But how deep these people are, you could literally, somebody involved with that gang, you could literally walk up to and shoot their mom, their own mother, and you would not call the police. If you know exactly who did it, you're going to go out there and you're going to find him yourself.
You can do it yourself. That's what I'm saying.
You would not even call the police on shooting your own mother.
Okay.
So for someone that kidnapped you, took your money, didn't even kill you. Yeah, maybe smashed cheeks with your baby mama, blah, blah, blah. But did not even kill you? Come on, blood.
I was just playing devil's advocate. I'm curious to know I was just curious to see what you would say about that.
No, if you knew who it was, you take care of it yourself. Because in his mind,
he's
not... If you're a big bad gangster,
he portrayed a gangster. He wasn't a gangster. And... in his eyes, he's probably like, why would I protect these dudes that did that to me? Because he's not about that life.
That's why there's people that feel bad for him.
Exactly, because you said that last episode that you're like, there's people that feel bad for him. That's why I wanted to ask you this, because we didn't talk about it last time.
There's people that feel bad for him, and I understand. It's a fuck situation.
What do you think about him saying he's gonna be able to come out?
He's gonna be even hotter.
Yeah, he said that he's gonna be even bigger. No artists are gonna fuck with him though.
So he turned down. Witness protection. He turned down witness protection for 24-hour security.
That's stupid of him.
He better make too much money.
He better go move to Puerto Rico.
You know how expensive that's going to be?
He better go.
I thought that too. I thought he was going to
move back to Puerto Rico.
I thought he was going to become a straight Spanish artist.
We said that last episode.
Because if he did, he'd make the most money.
Would, but I feel like,
I swear to God, an international artist, he could probably he could probably go and still perform in Europe, doing English music and make more money than if he toured in America. So yes, I could see it.
That's what my point was.
And what's fucked up is that people will still listen to it. I was a fan of 6ix9ine because the energy in his music. I can't lie about it. Like, I did like it.
To be fair, everybody, I didn't like 6ix9ine since the beginning. I was like, fuck 6ix9ine. I never liked his ass.
Did I know what he was? Yes, a meal ticket, obviously. Did I know how quick
Jose
and
was
fast,
a 6ix9ine fan.
Did I know how
FYI.
quick and fast the whole situation would fold and bend? Not that fucking quick.
I don't know why he... Okay, so, yeah, I get why he was snitching on the people that kidnapped him, but why the hell was he like randomly snitching out on Cardi B and Jim Jones and all these other people? They had literally nothing.
Did you read
They would
anything
ask
about
him.
it?
They would ask him like, "Is Jim Jones a part of the Bloods?" He'd be like, "Yes." What does
What
it
do
have
you
to do
think
with anything?
cooperating is?
But what does it have to do with anything?
You're under oath, Memo.
Okay.
What do you think cooperating is?
But what I'm saying is like,
He has better chance. They already know the answers to your
why don't you just be like, I don't know? Because they literally have nothing to do.
If you're involved in these gangs, you're gonna know already.
I'm just saying, why was Cardi B and Jim Jones even brought into the like?
Cardi B is not 9 Trey.
What does the government want to do with what does the government want with Jim Jones and Cardi B of all people? Like, those are the most random ass questions of all time.
That's a different investigation. Maybe they're under different investigations.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess there was that story that came out where Cardi B would like rob dudes when she was a stripper.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe
there's
that
a different investigation.
Maybe there is another. Okay, I didn't think about it that way. I was just
you
like,
just thought about it pretty fucking fast. So.
I mean, I didn't think about it that way until now. Okay, I was just curious, like, why the fuck is he snitching on these people that have literally nothing to do with?
It's not like he brought it up. They asked him about it. He's cooperating and he's under oath. So obviously, the best chance he has of getting out is to tell them the complete truth.
Is he gonna do time? Because I saw a tweet that said that
he's already done time.
But I saw a tweet that he said he could still do a little bit more time before getting out.
A little bit, yes. The trial's basically over.
The trial's over, and then they were saying
he's gonna get out early 2020.
Yeah, they were gonna say he's gonna get out early.
If he gets out, he'll get out early.
If he doesn't die in jail,
with all the time served, he'd get out early 2020.
If he doesn't die in jail, because even so, the Bloods run so deep, gangs run so deep that even if he is in a safer part of the jail, like, someone is going to get to him.
I'm sure he's probably in...
Someone is going to get to him.
What sucks is he's probably in... what's it called?
Well, high profile celebrities get those kind of jails where they're only allowed like an hour or two out of their actual cell.
He's by himself.
Yeah, like, I don't know what it's called.
No, they have prisons that are full of snitches.
I did not know that.
There are people being protected.
Like, you can't kill me, bro. You snitch too. Damn. I didn't know that, but yeah, like, I don't know. I was just curious, like, if you think what I was asking you, if, why would he want to protect these dudes that kidnapped him? But when you say because he's not a real blood, man. He was just, like you said, he was a persona. So, like, to him, this is like, he's a scared little boy. That's what he is. You know?
That's exactly what he is.
So, I don't know. From the beginning, I said 6ix9ine was trash, so I don't even give a shit what he does. He can come out and make fire music to all these other people, and I'm still not going to listen because I don't really give a shit. The only song I ever really liked was Fifi.
Would you be surprised if people accept him?
I said that already, is that he's going to come out and make music because
but
people
would you be surprised?
No, because people are going to listen to it. People who don't care of him being a snitch are going to listen to his ass. It's just plain and simple. Like Leslie over here. Our sister.
Hey.
No, I'm not trying to call you out, but our sister over here. She probably doesn't give a fuck if he snitches. If he comes out with a fire song, she's gonna listen to it. Period.
Yeah, if annual AA is on it. She'd be like, oh my god.
Alright, I'm off. I'm done with 6ix9ine.
Right.
Before we move on, how many years did the people he snitched on get before we move on? Do you know?
I don't know.
I just know they got
They were
guilty.
convicted, though, of the kidnapping.
I don't know how many years they got, but fuck 6ix9ine. We're
now
done.
let's talk to something more positive, more important. Gucci Mane.
Alright, so I love this story, first off, because Gucci Mane is partnering up with Gucci.
Finally.
It's a match made in heaven. And it's dope. I think it's dope. Like, I know there was that point in time where black people were like...
overdue.
Yeah, I think there was a point in time where black people were like, we're going to, not, buy any Gucci. We're done. Boycott Gucci. But Gucci Mane's like, bro, I'm going to get this bread. My name is fucking Gucci Mane. There was a point in time...
No, that's what's funny is that people already forgot about me.
Yeah,
this was not even a year
ago. This is in February. This is like around February because they're like, can't believe they would do this in Black History Month. I remember. So... And Gucci Mane's like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna get this bread because my name is Gucci Mane. And I remember there was a point in time where Gucci wanted him to change his name. Like, they were gonna sue his ass to get him to change his name, and Gucci's like, no. So
and they're finally doing a collab.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I think it's dope. I think it's some positive shit. Like Gucci Mane in 06, 08, this would have never happened.
Yeah.
I think Gucci Mane cleaned up his image.
Which is funny because I saw a tweet and it was like, did anyone else think that Gucci Mane was the creator of Gucci?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that too. But I honestly this would have never happened in 2006, 2008,
of course
even
not.
2011.
With all the bullshit.
This would have never happened. I think Gucci Mane came out of jail. He got skinny. He cleaned up his image, and this is like.
I like how he throws. He got skinny in there.
Yeah, he got.
That's nothing to do.
He stopped doing drugs, man. He stopped sipping the lean. He got a straight head on his shoulders, man.
He stopped smoking weed.
Like Gucci Mane.
He doesn't drink. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So this, like I'm saying, he's a. I don't want to say a role model or like a good influence.
He is a role model.
I mean, maybe to some
Yes,
people.
he is a role model. Yes, he is a good influence for people that were going the same route as him.
Okay, fair point.
For people that were following his footsteps, he shows that like this is not what you have to do. You could change your ways and still be popular. You could change your ways and still be cool. Blah, blah, blah.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I like the story. It's a feel-good story. It's long overdue, like you said. And I can't speak enough about it. I honestly, it makes me want to make money.
I'm just glad that the man gets richer.
It makes me want to get more money so I can actually afford to buy something Gucci.
But, I mean, yeah, it is long overdue, but it, like, what's crazy is, like, I can't believe it took so long.
I can, because I just said.
But there isn't many rappers that have collabs with designer brands like that. Well, there's Pharrell with Chanel.
Yeah.
But besides that, like, there is not many rappers
with
that
designer
have
brands, because there's
designer.
like you can't market that, honestly. Like who's
gonna buy that?
Who can you market as? Oh, this person is being like. You know, like, is being represented by, like, this. You know, there's very few artists I could think that can represent a brand like that. You know what I'm saying? Gucci Mane is he would have never got this if his name was Guwap instead of Gucci Mane. He only got it because his name's Gucci Mane. That's it. Like, I don't know, like, maybe T.I. can, like, T.I. looks like a family man. He looks like a wholesome dude. He could probably get a deal from a designer brand, something like that. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Pharrell.
Maybe I can see like 2 Chainz getting a deal with Gucci.
2 Chainz has his fucking collab with Versace.
Okay, yeah.
So we have Pharrell with Chanel. We have the 2 Chainz with Versace. We have Gucci Mane with Gucci.
Yeah. So what's next on our list?
So I say we end it with something we haven't done in a while.
Okay.
We haven't had a debate in a long time.
Okay, this is perfect. This is what I wanted to ask you when we were talking about DaBaby's album.
Yes, what makes an album a classic?
Because I just couldn't get through my mind why DaBaby thought his album.
He's just talking his shit.
I know.
Did you think he was being completely serious?
Maybe. Like, if you're a rapper, you should have that mentality. Like, this is the best shit out.
Yes, but he did not think it was going to have
Bro,
that
no,
impact.
man. Like, the way I see it, the Carter 3 is, like, for at least my generation, is, like...
Okay, so after
thing.
the Carter 3, what compares to the Carter 3?
Well, hold on. Let me finish my point. So, DaBaby said, my new album is going to be this generation's Carter 3. And if you were around my age, you know, you remember the Carter...
45.
Stop. You remember the Carter 3 dropping. You remember how big of a deal it was. You remember everybody listening to it. You remember this album leaking a week before and then coming out the next week and still selling 1.5 million copies in 1 week.
Are you getting hard talking about
No. I'm just saying, like, and at a time where it was physical copies, not no digital.
Yes.
Like, for you to say my album is gonna be this
bigger than the Beatles,
it's impossible. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted to come up here.
Physically impossible.
And that's why I wanted to come up here and talk to you. And
well, now with streams, it is possible.
It is possible. You can make a billion.
To hit those numbers.
You can make a billion. You can hit 1 billion streams by having one big song that gets
I don't
played
think it's
over
gonna be him.
rotation,
I think it's gonna be Drake.
Well, Drake's already had 1 billion streams, but
First week?
Yeah, first week. But my point is like,
what? Where am I? Where am I?
well, you don't listen to Drake. But all I'm trying to get at...
Did you really think the baby was gonna...
No, not that. I'm just saying, like, for you to compare yourself to a classic, your album better be classic. And I don't think that's what it was. So then I got to thinking, like, well, what categorizes
As
an
Memo
album...
has his Lil Wayne shirt on.
I do have a Lil Wayne shirt on. You know, I'm always repping. What categorizes an album as a classic? Like, what is the... Like, okay, let me run down some classics that, like, across the board, like, people generally say is a classic. Okay? The Chronic by Dr. Dre.
Yes.
Illmatic by Nas. Jay-Z's first album is considered a classic.
Which one? Blueprint? Which
No,
one?
not the Blueprint. Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt is considered a classic. A little bit more modern times, I would say. Biggie Smalls, yes, Biggie's Ready to Die, Tupac's All Eyes on Me. All these albums are considered classics. Like, I guess those are from the 90s. A little bit more modern times, people consider Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City to be a classic.
Yes.
So a lot of people say Drake's Take Care is a classic.
Yeah.
So, but now we're in a time where an album will be out for a week and people are like, this shit is classic, and they don't actually sit with it and like listen to
Lil Durk, Love Songs for the Streets too.
Stop. People will literally sit there and for a whole day.
Free advertisement.
The album will come out and in a week people be like, this is the fucking classic album. But do you really see yourself in 10 years saying this album, The Baby's album, is a classic? No, I don't see that. There's gonna be that album's gonna be it will come and go, and then he'll drop something else. Like, what in your personal mind makes a classic, and I'll do the same.
Okay.
So what do you think? Makes a classic?
Every detail, every little ad lib about the Bar 6. I'm fucking with you, but you did forget to mention that one.
Okay, I can say, well, maybe
mention
maybe
it.
For Young Thug fans, maybe in 10 years, the Barter 6
without a question,
or Slime Season, those
Slime Season 1.
But that album is still pretty new. Like, it's released within the last 5 years.
6?
Yeah, like it's released within the last 5 years.
That's not new.
I don't think
when it comes to music, 5 years is not new.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think I've heard an album in the past 5 years that I'll be like, that's a classic album. At least in the past 5 years.
Good Kid, Mad City wasn't 5 years ago?
That was like almost 10 years ago. That was like
serious?
2012. That is a while ago.
Holy shit.
I think the only album
We're getting old, dude.
I think the only album I could think of that maybe people consider, and I don't even think it's a classic, will be Kendrick Lamar's Damn. Maybe.
I haven't heard any of it.
Maybe people will consider that. To Pimp a Butterfly, maybe. Like another Kendrick album. I don't know what it is.
What is going on with Kendrick?
People put Kendrick on such a high level that...
You don't think he should deserve to be on that pedestal?
No, yeah. He deserves to be on that pedestal, but I don't think every album he drops is classic. Good Kid, Mad City, for sure. That album from front to back is dope.
Joey Badass, 1999.
You think that will be a classic in a few years? Or whenever, 10 years from now?
It was a classic.
When albums...
I don't know what happened. He fell off.
Okay, so what makes an album a classic? Seriously. I think, for me, it has to be something like...
you need that Ty Dolla $ign verse.
From front to back, I feel like the album has to be no skippable songs, personally.
Of course.
It has to bring a nostalgia factor to it. Like, you have to be like, when you hear a song from it, it should take you back. I remember the exact moment.
So what makes Carter 3 a classic?
Bro,
Besides it selling so much.
I went through all these reasons.
Because it's Lil Wayne. But if you think about it, Lollipop, Get Money,
A Milli.
These are not
Miss
these
Officer.
are not like oh my god, the lyrics like
it doesn't have to be a lyrical
like
thing.
Club bangers.
It doesn't have to be lyrical. That's the thing.
So I could sit here and say T-Pain.
Yes, you could say T-Pain is classic.
T-Pain dropped the classic album with Epiphany.
Yes, you can say that because it has nothing to do with lyrics, man. It has to do with timeless music. It has to do with the feeling you like. I remember if you play "Buy You a Drink," I can be like, I remember the first day I heard it. Or I remember going to the store and buying that CD because I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like... And maybe some albums don't have to be classic. Maybe they just have classic songs. Buy You a Drink, Bartender, all these songs. I'm Sprung, I'm in Love with a Stripper. T-Pain probably doesn't have a classic album.
You have me in my feelings.
T-Pain doesn't have... I don't think T-Pain has a classic album. And I love T-Pain. I have all his albums. But I'm not... Like, me, I'm a T-Pain fan, so I could listen to the album front to back. But if you tell, hey, listen to, Rapper Turn Singer, or listen to Epiphany.
That was a good song.
But if you...
That was a good
But
project.
if you tell someone, like, hey, listen to Epiphany, they'll be like, oh, this song's cool, but skip. You know what I'm saying? Like get to the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think... Like,
so what makes Carter 3 so fucking good?
This isn't...
Besides the anticipation. And
everyone was listening to it.
Yes, because of Lil Wayne was the biggest
thing.
To
this day, I think that is Lil Wayne's best project. I don't think anything will ever top it.
Lil Wayne was...
Other than No Ceilings. I think
Lil Wayne was the biggest thing in hip-hop at that time. So he was a Drake. So obviously his record
put it this way. Drake is a huge artist. One of the biggest... He's a pop star. That's how big he is.
He's a Miley Cyrus.
And people say Drake doesn't have a classic rap album. I mean, yeah,
Drake doesn't have anything.
The Drake fans will say Take Care. I will say Take Care. I'll even throw in Nothing Was the Same. Or even If You're Reading This Is Too Late. Those to me are classic albums. But like to the general population, Drake doesn't have a classic album. Like to the hip hop heads, Drake doesn't have a classic album. That's just what they say. So even Drake, the biggest star of all time, doesn't have a classic album.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's what he deserves.
So what I'm saying, like, this isn't a Carter 3 and why the Carter 3 is classic. I'm just asking you, what about an album? Because I ran through lists of why I think the Carter 3 is a classic. Why I will forever love that album, because it literally changed my life. And people to this day, literally will, if you play anything off the Carter 3, people will know the song word for word.
In my opinion, no, people would not know the song word for word.
Yes, they would.
No.
Everybody knows a Millie. Everybody knows Got Money.
You have to find a 42-year-old just like you.
Stop. No, stop. I'm being serious.
Memo, listen to me. In my me... I do not know what a classic album is.
Okay.
Even when it comes to the Carter 3. I understand why it was so...
The significance.
Yes. And yes, there was I still would listen to it, yes. And I remember back in the day, being a little youngin' and listening to it on repeat over and over. Shoot Me Down was my shit. I remember all this stuff. Yes, I remember it. But I cannot... in my lifetime, I cannot tell you what...
A classic?
Besides, maybe 50 Cent... tell you...
How are we not... Get Rich or Die Trying is a classic album.
Yes, I still literally bump it.
A classic album.
When I had my car, literally every day.
That's what I'm saying. Those are classics. Even, Snoop Dogg has Doggy Style. There's so many classics. Eminem, the Eminem Show,
Your question is, what makes
a classic album to you? To you. I know my reasons.
Different. Because I sit here and say Barter 6 and you're going to shut me down. You think I'm literally just joking.
But what I'm saying is, if the Barter 6 is a classic, what to you makes that particular album
being able to listen to it back to back without getting bored.
Okay,
with liking it every single time, with being able to rap the lyrics every single time the song comes on, with not getting bored of it, with wishing it was longer.
I think the reason
that's what makes it a classic.
I think the reason I can't consider Barter 6 a classic is I don't think people will look at it as a classic. I think it's still it's an infant stage. It's maybe in a few years people will be like, oh, that's when Young Thug blew up. Check and all these songs Halftime. Yes, maybe down the road people because the reason I say it's hard for me to come up with a classic within the past 5 years is because people are
so much to compare it to too.
People are so quick to be like, this is a classic within the first 24 hours that it dilutes the music. It doesn't make it You know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, it kind of devalues the music because you're so quick to make it a classic.
It's almost like So Much Fun with Young Thug.
Oh my god, that is not a classic
No, I'm not saying it is.
Okay.
But everyone was hyping it up and I'm a huge Young Thug fan. But, I listened to, like, the first 6 tracks, blah, blah, blah. I was like, damn, this shit's good. But I didn't give it too much play right off the bat. And then everything I saw on Twitter, everything I saw on social media was talking about so much fun. And I was like, how fucking, is it really like that fucking good? And I went back and listened to it and I was like, damn, this is fucking good. But I was like, it's not like they made me want to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like off the rip, I should have been like, damn, this is fucking amazing.
Okay, question though. So Much Fun is, you say it's a good album, and like I said in the last episode, Hot,
great album.
Still a banger song. That album to me came and went.
No, sir.
I don't see people talk about it anymore.
No,
yeah, they talk
sir.
about certain songs from it, sure.
What?
I don't see anybody talk about it anymore.
Well, there's in this era that we live in, where
people
music is coming out
so quick,
right and left.
People want the next thing.
Bipolar.
People want the next thing. Like, all right, this is cool, but what else you got? They already want another Young Thug project. Like, hurry up.
The Baby, that shit sold like 150K first week. I haven't heard more than like 7 songs. I've heard like 6 songs. Why is it so good? Nobody. I'm not seeing anything about why it's so good. It's just the Baby.
I don't know. I don't think the Baby's album will be looked at in a few years as
selling 150K first week though. That's Post Malone numbers. That's Drake numbers.
Is it though?
Wrong?
No.
Am I wrong?
Post Malone and Drake are way bigger.
Post Malone sold like 160K first week. That's Post Malone numbers.
Okay.
That's Cardi B numbers. 150K first week. That's Cardi B numbers.
And I guess you can. That's fair because he didn't have a single like a
that's
popular.
Cardi,
he didn't have
intro. That's Cardi B numbers. Intro was the #1 song in the world when he dropped that. Before he dropped the album, he just randomly dropped it with a video. Boom, went fire.
So you think that album will be considered a classic?
I didn't say it would be considered. Right now, I mean, I'm saying like, do you consider what's it called? Hollywood Bleeding?
No.
What's it called?
Hollywood's Bleeding by 12. No, I don't.
Do you consider that a classic?
No, it's a good
He's
album.
just doing Post Malone numbers.
I don't consider that album a classic. I don't see that album.
But how much did he sell? Exactly.
Okay, but he sold numbers. That doesn't mean it's a classic album, though.
I'm not saying it is.
Numbers is one thing, but I'm talking about like what makes an album a classic. Like an album has to stand the test of time. Like this album has to be 20 years from now. People will fucking.
But
still
that
be
is
playing
all
it.
personal opinion. Cause me, I can sit here and be like, "Lil Baby, Harder Than Ever, the best album I've ever heard." You're gonna be like, "I don't give a fuck about any of that." I could also sit here and be like, "Oh, let me think way back then." Oh, Applies. The Real Testament. That was my shit. You don't give a fuck. You're like, what, nigga? I'm not listening to that. Come on now.
I mean,
it's opinion based when it comes to what is a classic album. And I guess there is facts when it comes to sales.
Impact. And that's another thing. The impact that it has on the culture, too, of music. That's another thing.
Then we could talk about Bad and Bougie. That's not even a album. That's a song.
But the classic...
We could talk about Lil Uzi Vert.
Classic songs. Classic songs, I think, is different. We just said it. Like, T-Pain has classic songs, but he doesn't have a classic album. Yeah, there's classic songs all over the place.
So there would only be a handful of classic albums.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to categorize what is a classic album. Because there's not going to be many.
Yeah. So...
But we could all agree that Carter 3... What, you're looking at me like I'm about to say something bad.
I'm waiting to see...
You're looking at me like I'm about to say... Yeah, I was going to say we could all agree that Carter 3 is a fucking classic album.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
You looked at me like, boy, you better not fucking say it. You better not say something stupid.
Look, I did not want to bring up Carter 3. That's just what inspired that debate. But
3-peat, Mr. Carter, a Millie, got money, comfortable, Dr. Carter, phone home, tie my hands, Miss Officer, let the beat build, shoot me down, lollipop, la la, pussy monster, you ain't got nothing, don't get it. You're saying this is a classic. There's no skippable.
That album came out over...
No skippable songs.
That album came out over 10 years ago.
You're saying Pussy Monster. You're saying Pussy Monster is a complete classic song.
But nevertheless, like Good Kid, Mad City. You can go look at Good Kid, Mad City's playlist or
Good Kid,
list.
Mad City is a classic.
That's what I'm saying.
I will say that right now. I don't know too many classics I can name off the bat besides Carter 3. In my lifetime, besides Carter 3, besides Good Kid, Mad City, but those two are by definition a classic album. And with I gotta throw 50 Cent in there.
50 Cent for sure.
Get Rich or Die Trying, 100%.
You could even throw the Massacre in there because the Massacre had some bangers too, like Candy Shop, like yeah. So, but I think that's gonna do it for the episode because we could sit here all day and talk about this, but
we can go back and forth about Young Thug.
Oh my god! I think we need a third person to come on here and kind of give their opinion.
We need a mutual. Who's a mutual?
We need someone that can come in here and talk about music with us that can throw in their 2 cents because I'm going to be biased, you're going to be biased. We need someone that won't be biased and can be like, yo, this... Because we can talk about rock albums, you can talk about country albums, you can talk about all these other albums that we don't necessarily listen to, but they're considered classics. Why are they considered classics? You know what I'm saying? We're just giving our opinion on it, so...
Let me show you what a classic is right now.
Oh, God, I'm scared.
Why? Why can't we just, share, classics?
All right, let's see. I'm curious.
Rack City bitch, city bitch. Rack City bitch, city bitch. Rack City bitch, city bitch.
Alright.
What's that on that beat? Rack City bitch, rack City bitch.
Alright.
10, 20s on your titties, bitch. 100 deep.
We're just gonna let this play out, dude. Thank y'all for listening, man, to the podcast. We'll see y'all next week for another episode, man.
He said, fucking with my other bitch. That's Kylie. Fucking with my other bitch. Yeah. Alright, hey, before we... no. Before we head out, we should all say a big happy birthday to the one and only creator of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, me, thank you.
Memo.
Yeah, my
He
birthday.
turned 42 the other day. What? He turned 42. He is so gracious. We pulled up to the restaurant. It wasn't wheelchair accessibility. It wasn't wheelchair accessibility, so I had to carry him on my back inside. But oh my gosh, we had a little time. We're going to cut it off right now. I just wanted to give a big happy birthday to the creator of the Memo Podcast.
Thank you, Jose.
Yes, sir.
So
now we're gonna end it on a good note.
Oh. Thank y'all guys for listening, man, to the podcast. We'll see y'all next time.
Rack City bitch, rack City bitch, Rack City bitch, rack City bitch.